Hey y'all, it's Side Dish Cindy cooking up some black beans and rice, Tex-Mex style, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida. You stay tuned and I'm going to show you some black beans and rice with a special sauce that you are going to love. Let's get cooking. Hey guys, so a southern accent really isn't my thing, but I'm going to show you how to cook up some mean black beans and rice with a special sauce. I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my pan heating up, and I'm going to be adding a half a cup of finely chopped onions, and I'll let you get a close look at that. One of my girlfriends, Lehia, she's from Colombia, and she taught me how to make a mean rice, and you can use the leftovers to make a pan-fried rice that are just to die for the next day. Alright, so I've just added my half a cup of finely chopped onions, and you can hear that sizzling in there. Just give it a shake. I'm going to let that cook for about 4 to 5 minutes before I add my water. Get my water up to a boil, and then we're going to add the rice, and we're going to get that going. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt to my onions, and we'll let that go for about 4 to 5 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm going to come over to this pan, and I'm using a canned black beans in seasoned sauce. And there's several different brands out there. You can get whatever one floats your boat. So I'm just basically going to be heating my black beans up. I'm not going to do too much to my black beans because the goodness is going to be coming in that Philadelphia cream cheese special sauce that I'm going to be making up in just a second for you. Alright, so I'm going to add 2 cups of water to my onions. I'm going to bring that up to a quick boil. My cameraman's getting an important phone call. I'm just going to give that a stir. I'm going to bring that water up to a quick boil, and then I'm going to add my rice, and we're going to just let that simmer for 20 minutes. And it should be done in about 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter to my saucepan. We're going to be working on that special sauce now. I'm going to melt that down over a medium heat. Set that aside. And to that butter, we are going to be adding 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. Now I'm using the 3rd less fat. You guys feel free to use the fat-free, the full fat, or the 3rd less fat. It's really up to you. I like experimenting with the different levels of fat in my recipes, and today we're using the 3rd less fat. So let me get about 4 ounces of that into my pan. We're going to melt that down, and to that I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And to thin it out just a hair, we're going to do about 1/4 cup of milk. About an even ratio there. Let me get a spoon here. So we're going to melt this down and mix that in. And this cream cheese is just going to get nice and creamy and melted. That's looking good. Okay, now I'm going to add about a tablespoon worth of chopped garlic. Got to have garlic in a dish. It's one of my favorite ingredients in any cooking dish that I do, aside from desserts. So we got about a tablespoon worth of garlic. I'm going to do about a teaspoon worth of white pepper. White pepper is one of my fun ingredients because you don't see it used all the time in dishes, but I like it because it gives it a little bit of a kick to your dish without being too overpowering. So we're going to keep working that in. The cream cheese is still melting down. And the little special kick in this is 1 finely chopped de-seeded jalapeno. Now if you like things really hot, leave the seeds in there. But I've de-seeded my jalapeno, so I'm going to add that finely chopped jalapeno to my mix so it can cook with that sauce and those flavors can get blended in. Mix that in there. Get this out of the way. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of chopped tarragon. Now, tarragon is one of those fun herbs that I don't think we use enough, but it's got such a good smell, and with this dish, I think it's going to go great. And at the end, we're going to top off our dish with some chopped parsley. But right now, excuse me, not parsley, we're going to be using cilantro. Not parsley, we're going to be using cilantro. So I'm going to get my tarragon chopped up, and then I'm going to add it to my cooking dish, and then we'll keep going. Okay, the last ingredients for my special sauce, we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt, and then we are just going to let that simmer and let those flavors blend and meld, and it is just going to be delicious when we get it on top of our black beans and rice. So check it out. I'm going to tilt this a little bit so you can see it. You can see the jalapenos and the tarragon in there, and it smells really good with that garlic. Cannot wait to taste this. It is, look how creamy this is. That is just going to be a delightful sauce to go on top of your black beans and rice to give it that something extra special. Mexican food is one of my favorite things, but I'll tell you, South America in general eats a lot of rice and beans. And my husband and I spent 7 weeks down in Brazil when we were adopting our 5 children. And we ate a lot of rice and beans twice a day for 7 weeks. And when I came back, I kind of went on a hiatus from eating rice and beans. But I thought about what a great way to put a twist on a rice and bean dish that would take it up to a new level. So this special sauce that I've got going on with Philadelphia cream cheese and a little bit of heavy cream and milk and jalapenos and tarragon and salt and garlic, ooh, can't go wrong with that. So my rice is almost done, and in a minute I'm going to show you how I plate it up super simple for a delicious side dish. Side dish with Cindy. Okay, so here we go. Tex-Mex style rice and beans side dish with Cindy. I'm just going to scoop out a helping of my rice, and remember I had those onions that I sauteed in there before I got my rice going, and you just cook the rice according to instructions. Now I'm going to do a scoop of my black beans right on top of my rice. And again, I just use the seasoned black beans in a can. If you want to cook up black beans from raw beans, you go for it, girl. And then I'm going to top that black beans with my special sauce. And that looks delicious. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to top it off with a little bit of cilantro. So there you go. My take on a black bean and rice dish with a little bit of special sauce. Thank you, Philadelphia cream cheese. What another great way to make a great recipe with a good ingredient. See you soon again in my kitchen at Cindy Rose, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida.